All right, well, we got to get a little drum roll,
You
I guess.
want the long one or the short one?
It's up to you.
We'll give you the longer timpani. You can vamp a little bit.
All right, well, I'll say for the last 6 or 7 months, I even gave up a vacation. I was pitched a project. I decided to say yes, and I'm ready to announce my latest book, Faith Restored, which is about the resurrection of the Commanders and its fan base and how the franchise won the city back.
Look at that.
It is available now at faithrestoredbook.com.
Very good.
Let me go to it.
I got to thank a lot of people. I'll be honest. I was pitched this project. It was just before they played the Lions.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't say yes, but we happened to have Herm Edwards on the show. And in the back of my mind, I asked Herm Edwards a question about Jaden Daniels facing Justin Herbert as a freshman.
Mm-hmm.
And he told a story on the Junkies. And I flipped that into a little story, which I included in a chapter called Game Changer. But the book is about mostly last year, but for a generation of fans who didn't grow up with the Washington team being good, like my daughter, huge, passionate Redskins fan, now Commanders fan. They never saw a season like last year, and last year was reminiscent of the glory years. So the book is kind of quickly hits the glory years, then the destruction, which is basically during our radio career.
Great. That's awesome.
We were around during the destruction of the Washington Redskins as Dan Snyder made them a national embarrassment.
Dan Snyder, we've talked about this on the air. Dan Snyder has literally cost this show millions of dollars in missed ratings bonuses over a 2+ decade span.
So
and that's not even exaggeration. That's legitimate.
The book starts there, but kind of quickly goes through it because there's been books written about the history of the Redskins, history of Dan Snyder. Takes us through the Burgundy and Sold party. We were there. Josh Harris called into the radio station.
Yep.
And how excited people were. I remember Cakes on stage leading F. Dan Snyder cheers and thousands of people cheering it on.
It's a fun event.
And then how Josh Harris turned the culture around. It took a little while because he inherited Ron Rivera, but then he brings in Adam Peters and Dan Quinn, and boom, they draft a game changer. We kind of plucked that when Dan Quinn came on the show and he said game changer. I know EB and I in particular thought, oh, that's a tell. They're taking Jaden Daniels and turned the franchise around. And look, when you get to the Falcons game, you could see the fan base has come back. Cakes has talked about this. When we did our watch party at Honor Brewing.
Yes. That was for the NFC title game.
Compare that to the pregame shows we were doing 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Where you would not see any gear from Washington's Redskins at the time, then the football team. Now everybody's buying jerseys. They're back into it. So that's kind of what the book's about. I got to thank a lot of people here. I just want to knock this out. Our pal Schwartzy did the cover for the book. Let me tweet it out.
I want to retweet something.
I just tweeted that out.
Give me something to retweet.
It's right there at Junks Radio.
All right.
Schwartzy's awesome. I talked to him. Look, he's artistic, and I was like, let me talk to somebody who I know who's
you
artistic.
say Cakes and I are artistic?
Yeah, I mean, maybe if I wanted a stick figure cover, but immediately he was like, well, what's the book about? I was like, would you consider doing a cover? He said, what's the book about? And then he just had this idea of Jaden Daniels jumping through the pages. And so that's what he did. I got to credit EB and Valdez because I showed each of you guys. Cakes might not have been in that week, but I showed the guys the cover, and EB was like, you got to show a little more jersey, which he did that. And then Valdez was like, I got to show a little more helmets. He did that. I got to thank Othello, our former colleague.
Very good, Othello.
I turn to people I know. So Oathman is his real name. Othello is how we always called him for years.
I had no idea that was his real name.
You know his real name?
No, I thought Othello was his real name.
No.
I
Anyway,
had no clue. I'll never call him Oathman.
He did the landing page. You can buy it right now, faithrestoredbook.com.
Very good.
You can buy it with credit card, with Venmo, with PayPal, all that stuff. It's right there, faithrestoredbook.com. So he set that up. But let me tell you something. They won an award for this. The PR staff from the Commanders, Sean DeBarberry, Charlie Mule, they're amazing. I showed up to minicamp, And I ran into a bunch of people, and they were like, what are you doing here? Because it's not something the Junkies really do.
No.
But I interviewed a bunch of players, and they were very helpful. Even getting pictures, like I had to go through a legal process to get pictures for inside the book, the cover of the book. That's through the Commanders. But Sean is amazing. They won an award. Like, this is the difference between Josh Harris's organization and the former owner.
They don't want to be.
It is night and day.
They don't want to be adversarial with the media.
There's a chapter in the book called Night and Day, but that's an example that they had. They had people that we met over the years that worked in PR, and now they won an award for having the #1 media relations staff.
Talk about the people
staff
that they gave you access to.
So I really got to thank some of these people I interviewed. First of all, Tressway is an amazing dude. I actually heard him tell a story on Grant and Danny's show, and then I got with him that I wanted that in the book. We arranged an interview on a Friday night. He talked to me for an hour and a half, and I had to get off the phone with him. He's the world's nicest guy, the longest tenured player, who's offers a great perspective of what it was like in the previous regime and what it was like now. When he signed his deal, they went all out when he signed his most recent deal and had music and kind of really did it up like a congratulations, like a party. That would never have happened under the previous regime. But I interviewed Zach Ertz, Austin Eckler, Marcus Mariota, Tyler Biadasz, Brian Robinson, a bunch of ex-Redskins, from Santana Moss to Doc Walker, Fred Smoot, Logan Paulson, Charlie Casserly. And then this book is also about the fans. I even interviewed Cakes, EB's mom for the book.
Oh, Mrs. Bickle makes an appearance.
Nice.
Because
I don't even think I knew that.
The book is about the fans coming back to the team. If you want to chime in, 1-800-636-1067. A couple people have read some sample chapters. I've gotten good feedback. I got to thank some people that encouraged me along the way. But guys like Steve Sands, Steve Buckhantz, Tony Perkins, Chris Stone, who did Ref the District, our pal Big Keith, Tailgate Ted, Chris Farley, our pal, is there because I have stories of fans. So fans who grew up with the team. EB, you've talked about this. Your Sundays were a big deal growing up.
Absolutely.
And a lot of people.
My week revolved around it.
Yes, and in the 80s, during the glory years, Josh Harris talks about this. It wasn't like it is now. Nobody was out. Everybody was watching the games. Everybody was watching the Redskins, and they were winning Super Bowls, and they were winning all the time, and families got together. And by the end of Snyder, that was destroyed, and all faith was kind of lost. But last year, you saw the resurrection of the Commanders, and you saw the fans coming back to the team and winning the city back and that enthusiasm. So that's what the book's about, and it includes fan stories from guys like Big Keith, who went to Tampa, or Chris Farley, who went to the Eagles game, or Tailgate Ted, who caused a stir. So it's a mix of the season. You relive the season, the highs and lows, and a mix of the fans coming back to the team. So that's been my last 6 or 7 months. Quick little shout out. I probably paid 100 visits to the Quince Orchard Library. That's where I did most of my
That's a lot of
work.
Library visits.
Because I found...
Because you got to find someplace boring.
I found when I go home, and even if nobody was home, my wife's working, my kids in school, there's a bed.
Yeah.
There's a pantry and there's a TV, and it's really tough to kind of get work done. So anyway, the book's called Faith Restored. I'm going to post a promo video. Schwartzy did a promo video. I'll get that up here during the commercial break. I think that Mike Marr is going to post it. So again, get the book, faithrestoredbook.com, and then I got 2 more announcements. I said I was only going to have a second announcement, but I've got a couple more.
All right.
Here's the next big one.
Yeah.
For the last book, Still Barking, I got our pal Mark Roberge to do the forward.
Love Mark.
Which was awesome.
Yep.
For this book, Joe Theismann did the forward. So I got to thank Joe Theismann.
Joe T. Very good. Love
I actually
that.
just read it yesterday. It's
Excellent.
awesome. Joe was great. I interviewed him along the way, and he's just so giving with his time. Really thankful for him. He's been on the show. He then sent us a bunch of books recently. So excited that Joe Theismann did the forward, and it's really, really good. And then here are 2 other little things. This is kind of gimmicks. I'll admit, gimmicks to sell the book. But I did it last time. and I'm going to do it again. We're going to have a P1 party, book party at the house for one of the away games.
Okay.
I haven't determined exactly because I got a soccer schedule I got to deal with on Sundays, but I think it's going to be for week 5 against the Chargers. But in the first 1,000 books sold, there's going to be 10 golden tickets. You get one of those golden tickets, you're going to go to the book party at the house.
Very good.
You're crazy.
Yeah.
If you buy the book today, I will guarantee that I will personalize the book for you.
Wow, look at
So
that.
I will sign that. So faithrestoredbook.com, that's how you get it. Another quick thank you, because I don't know the business side very well.
Yeah.
I talked to Chuck Lee. Like, who do I know that knows things about businesses?
Right.
And I talked to Chuck Lee, and I told him, hey, I got this book. How do I best go about it, doing this? And he put me on to Shopify. And so I established this store on Shopify. You don't need to worry about that. But just a shout out to Chuck Lee, because you buy the book at faithrestoredbook.com, then I get all the info, then we ship the book to you.
All right.
Very good.
Let me ask you something. So,
a couple other shout outs.
oh,
Interviewed.
my God. I want to ask a question. I'm going to help
All
you.
right, real quick. Barstool Nate, Clinton Yates, Chris Russell, Grant Paulson, Danny Rouillet, John Keim, Rick Snyder. These are all people that helped me on the book.
All right. Has this, all of your research and everything, and you have put a lot of exhausting time into it, has this made you, because you grew up a Colts fan because of your father and everything, has this made you somewhat of a fan?
I told you before, I'm not necessarily a fan of the team. I root for them to win for the show. And
I
because
know, but I'm asking you, has this
Kelsey's
changed
a
you?
fan.
Has this changed
I'm
you?
definitely a fan of the players that I've talked to.
That's a no. That's a
So
that's
it
a
has
no.
not
It's like
made
cakes.
you. It's not made you embrace the team anymore and wish that.
I
not
will root for them.
ratings
I will
and-
root for them, but to my core, I'm not going to lie to you.
So to your core, you're still a Colts fan.
I don't really care about the Colts
Yeah,
that much
he's
anymore.
long,
It's kind of
yeah.
like him with the Raiders.
He's agnostic, is what he is.
Right.
When it comes to rooting for a team.
Once Peyton retired, I was lost a lot of zeal.
He roots for guys, not for teams.
Now, how could you? So I know that in your previous books, you sold quite a few. Like, people would be surprised how many books you sold before. If you sell, thousands of books, can you get on a list when you're self-published, or is it hard to get on a list?
I don't think I'm not shooting to get on. I don't think I'm doing that. I think if you can get on a New York Times bestsellers list, from my understanding, if you sell 5,000 books in a week.
In a week. You've
And
sold
I
5,000 books before,
I
but not
sold
in a
about
week.
5,000 books
$5,000.
for Still Barking,
Mm-hmm.
and hopefully, I'm going to tell people this: the shipping part. If you buy the book today, it's going to be a couple weeks to get to you because I need to gauge the interest before I order the books from the printer. But on day one of Still Barking, we sold 1,200 books. So I would hope that we sell a bunch of books. If you'd like Still Barking, I think you're going to like this book a lot.
And this is not about the show. This is about the Skins. This is about the Commanders.
Yes, but the show is weaved through there. There's a chapter in the book called "Let Jaden Cook."
Thank you. I should get some royalties
You
on
should
that.
get a piece.
I should get some royalties. Cakes.
There you should.
The Junkies are sprinkled throughout the book. That's the great thing about podcasts. You can go back and listen to interviews. You can go back and listen to what we were saying week by week. So you kind of get that fan experience through the Junkies and even some callers throughout the book as you have the ups and downs of the season. They were 7-2. Then next thing you know, they were 7-5. You said, let Jaden cook, and sure enough, he did cook.
Well, they listened to me. What are you going to tell you, Cakes?
And to listen to Smart Minds. That's all. Listen to
faithrestoredbook.com. Everybody sign up.
The promo video is there, and you can also, I'll post it during the commercial break.
And what's great about it is it's not just about the Junkies and our story. This is about the team. This is about an iconic franchise coming back to life.
That's it. I like to tell people, like, when I would run into people and they'd say, what are you up to? And I said, I'm working on a new book. Say, stories in 3 acts. It's glory years, destruction, and resurrection. Although it's mostly the resurrection because there's a chapter called New Sheriff in Town. That's Josh Harris. I believe that's chapter 7. Game Changer is drafting Jaden Daniels. That's chapter 9. There's 28 chapters in the book.
What's going on, Junks? How you guys doing?
What's up,
And
Tailgate?
who knows? Might be the future mayor of D.C. Remember, he was
He very well
talking
could
about
be.
getting into politics.
I mean, if I were a D.C. resident, I would vote for him.
What's
I
up?
appreciate that.
Sure.
What's up, Ted? Is he talking?
You guys there?
Yeah, go.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
now we
sorry
can.
about that. Yeah, so I just appreciate that. Not running for mayor yet. She's doing a good job, but, maybe a council member spot if they don't get this vote done the second time. So in regards to JP's book,
Yeah.
if you're a fan of Commanders or just a Junks fan, you guys are going to love this thing. I honestly, reading different chapters he sent me, I got goosebumps. And it was just reminiscing, and it felt like I was listening to podcasts from the show, right? The way he was recapping everything and just kind of going through everything, and then hearing EB, I could actually hear your voice when I was reading parts of the chapters.
Oh, really?
Right? And just some of the different quotes that he had. I mean, any P1 is going to love this book. And any Commanders fan that has been through all of this over the years is immediately going to fall in love with this book. And JP isn't paying me for this, and I still have to buy my own copy of the book, even though I helped him with it. So this is
JP, you're making Tailgate buy his own copy? What's the deal with that?
Right. It's hilarious.
Capitalism cakes.
I hear you. You got to sell the soap.
I'll hook some people down the road.
I understand.
Ted, who are you looking for to make some waves here in this final preseason game?
I want to see Trey Amos. We didn't get a chance to see him the past couple of weeks, and he apparently had been banged up, but they said he's going to get some snaps this week. So I want to see what he can do going up against the Ravens.
They're really going to play him?
I would guess if he plays, it's going to be very limited.
Is that true? They're gonna suit him up? I haven't heard that.
Like if he has any sort of
I thought
injury,
he was getting snaps.
I don't know. If he's, I'll have to double check that because if he's close injury wise, that's a guy that you just keep in bubble wrap till week 1. I would think.
Right. All right, who else?
Lie, though. I'm not watching this thing live. I'm going to be sitting at the beach, hanging out in Ocean City, maybe having a crush with Valdez. We'll see.
Oh, okay.
Just look at the churning waves along with Valdez and the no swimming signs. That bit.
No, I think it reopened today.
Oh,
it's
okay.
not bad now.
All right.
The storm's gone, so
Got it.
Should be good to go.
Gotcha.
I do think Trey Amos, there's been nothing but glowing reports about him
By
all
the way,
preseason.
I think there's also been.
Yeah, but he's going to get beat. He's a corner. He's going to get beat.
There has been clarification. It's Amos. It's
Amos.
not Amos.
Yeah.
I thought it was Amos at first. It's Amos.
Trey Amos.
Trey Amos.
Got it.
I was going back and forth with that. Now it's Trey Amos.
Got it. Anybody else?
No, not really. I just want to get this preseason over with.
The last game is
Even
done.
Tailgate
Just stay
Ted,
healthy.
Even Tailgate
Thank you,
Ted
Ted.
has
Thank
a
you,
hard
buddy.
time getting up a lather for preseason game number 3.
It is hard.
I appreciate Ted saying that. One thing I'll say, in Joe Theismann's book, I did peruse it. One of the things he talks about is stepping out of your comfort zone. And though I have written books, it is completely out of my comfort zone. I'm a little insecure about it, so it's good when I get good feedback from people along the way. D. Woods is one of my lead encouragers. He's read a couple of the chapters. Chris Farley, you can always turn to Chris Farley. He'll pump you up.
He'll
I
encourage anybody about
I
anything.
picked the right guys to send sample chapters to, but it kind of gives me life as I'm grinding. Gave up a vacation to do
like
it.
your writing skills. I mean, you know how to
Sure.
write.
Of course, it's totally different.
Yeah, I feel like I'd be a silly writer.
You actually have to write is the problem.
Well, I remember when I wrote the article about RG3 in the Washington Post that they published, and one of the first things that stuck me is Dan Steinberg said, "Wow, you can write. How about that?"
Right, because people that listen to this show every day,
They would never
they're probably
imagine
like,
that.
those guys are probably borderline illiterate.
Yeah. Now he still had to hone it.
Sure,
but
of course. Everybody needs an
helped it.
editor.
The part that I find hard to write, look, I went to law school, and there's kind of a simple method that I remembered for years. It's called IRAC, issue, rule, apply, conclude. But that doesn't do you anything when you're talking about walking into a stadium and the sound and the smell and all of those type of things. That's a little bit different. So learning how to write in that style can be different. And then to include, stories. When Tresway tells me a story of the first meeting that the veteran players have with Josh Harris and Mitch Rales and how important it was, like this meeting with the players, it's trying to communicate that. It's a little different.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I could use some pumping up.
All right.
So hopefully, appreciate that. Like it. FaithRestoredBook.com.
Well, the great thing is you have a built-in fan base, and if they're looking for something, this would be a great stocking stuffer too as we get closer to Christmas.
You might send Cowboy Todd an audio version of the book because he probably cannot read.
Yeah, right.
I have questions. A lot of questions.
But he's killed it in life.
He's doing great.
Yeah,
for
but it doesn't require reading.
Yeah.
But doesn't he do something with reading of credit cards?
Well, I mean,
Okay,
that's
yeah,
called
like-
It's a little different.
The magnetic stripe does all the reading, not Cowboy Todd.
Right. He doesn't have to do any reading.
Yeah.
No, that's cool. And then I'm sure your family's excited for you. Third book, buddy. Third book. It'll be now you're gonna. You know what? If this thing hits, like I think it'll probably hit for you, you're gonna have to write a fourth one. You're just gonna be
Pressure's
constantly be writing books.
It's the next Stephen King.
You're gonna replace Feinstein. John encouraged you, actually.
I talked to John Feinstein mostly before the previous book.
Right. But he
And-
did encourage you,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got a couple messages that I'll always keep from John, which are like surprising that John Feinstein texted me. And it always surprises me too that I'm like texting Joe Theismann. I know that, Jason collects numbers. I don't have that many celebrities in my phone at all.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I think Mark Roberge is the biggest celeb I have in my phone.
Right.
And he's a celeb.
a good
He's
one.
the lead singer of OAR. He's a popular dude.
And I felt a little nervous to ask him for the forward, but he was happy to do it.
He was.
and
That's
did a
awesome.
great job.
That's awesome.
So I hope you get the book at faithrestoredbook.com. But Trey Amos won.
Yeah. You know what?
You don't think Bill's playing tomorrow?
No.
No, Bill, no chance he's playing.
I don't think
Chris
so.
Rodriguez?
I would guess no.
I don't think so.
I don't think you're going to see Bill, Rodriguez, or Eckler. You're going to see.
You might see
you're gonna
McNichols,
you're gonna
Kaz
see-
Allen,
You're going to see the
Felton.
bottom of the barrel running back room.
Yeah, this is
The guy's scrapping for the last spot on the roster.
right.
That's going to be across the board.
That's why I'm telling you. I argued in the first preseason game. I thought it was interminable. These things should be. They should do like a quick
The running clock.
clock.
Yeah, I advise
or it
that
should
too.
just be a half. I mean, these games they're brutal when you get into the third and fourth quarter of these things.
Like if I were a Commanders season ticket holder, I would be distraught that I would have to pay regular season ticket prices for the third preseason game.
Yeah.
At least like for the second preseason game, you'll see some starters. You get a couple series with Jaden Daniels and company. This one, it's going to be a lot of Sam Hartman and a lot of Kaz Allen, and you're still paying the same sticker price for your ticket.
Right.
Do you want to see Terry McLaurin at the stadium, EB?
I kind of thought it was trifling that he wasn't there at the last one. They said don't read into it. Sam Cosmi wasn't there either. So I'll take them at their word. The one thing I do, and somebody reminded me this morning, is that, remember, Jaden said, and Jaden's got to know kind of the status of things. Jaden said just the other day, talking to Diana Rossini, he knows that he's confident that Terry's going to walk in through that door soon.
I think if Terry missed the last preseason game, wasn't at the stadium, I don't think he's going to be there for this one. I mean, nothing has really changed that we know of.
I agree, but it'd be nice if he was there. You're asking me.
It would be great.
Would I like him
It
to
would be
there?
great to see him, but I wouldn't
it'd be
expect
nice.
him there.
It would be nice to see him. But would you see a guy like Jaden unfazed, and he seems like, he knows that Terry's going to be coming through that door soon? I just have to have faith in that.
That might just be the fact that Jaden Daniels
Company
is,
guy?
Well, he's a glass half full type of guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's an optimist.
Right.
We are not optimists, at least on this side of the table.
Don't you agree that something's going to give?
Yes, I'm still resolute that he's going to be there week one.
Right, so that means he's got to be there pretty soon.
He's coming in for game checks.
So that means he's got to be there pretty soon. He can't expect to just show up a couple days before.
He has to report at least a week before the opener against the Giants if he wants to be on the field
he's already
and playing
reported.
in week one.
He has to get on the field.
He has to practice at least a few times before week one against the Giants on September 7th.
Right.
He's not just going to end his hold in on September 5th and then stroll into the lineup on week one.
Right.
I wouldn't think.
Right.
Got to get a few reps in.
Let's go to Henry in D.C. Henry, what's up, man? You're on with the Junkies. How are you, buddy?
Hey, good morning, fellas. How you doing?
Hello,
Henry from DC Public Library. How y'all doing?
What's up, Henry?
What's up, buddy?
I'm a fan of libraries. We had a discussion about it, and EB was like, I'll never be in a library again, and the Cake said I'll never be in a library again. I'm a fan of libraries.
All right. Hey, fellas, would y'all be in agreement that all you guys get in the car, ride over there to the stadium that's being torn down, big chunks of holes and everything in that thing, and take a picture in front of it and say, hey, bye-bye RFK?
I don't need to drive over to RFK and see that husk of a stadium being torn down. I was there a couple of months ago.
Though.
I know exactly what it looks like. I don't need a picture in front of it. But thank you for the idea. If you would like to go take
I
a
went
picture.
that thing is coming down, fellas. I mean, it's coming down.
Yeah, it's long overdue.
Thank God. Thank God. All right. Thank you, Henry. Thank you. Appreciate it, buddy.
All right, fellas. Have a good Friday, good weekend.
All right. You too, buddy. Thank you.
I'd probably go to a library before I went to have my picture taken in front of RFK being taken down chunk by chunk.
Not going to do either.
I'm not going to do either of those things.
Do you have a library in the O-Town close to you?
Yes. Probably a couple miles away.
When's the last time you walked into it?
7-10 years ago. I mean, I can't recall having gone there recently.
Are you not doing an audiobook just because of the time involved to put it together? I mean, that would be at least a day or two of your life.
It's hard to do an audiobook. I mean, maybe people always asked about that with Still Barking, and I never got around to it. The book's long. It's going to be
But
about...
audiobooks sell, dude. They sell a ton.
The book's about 288 pages. That'd be a lot of talking.
Mm-hmm. Be a lot of flaming.
And I'll be honest, if you want the business side, if I released an audio book at the same time, it would spike the sales of the book.
Radio Insider.
So we're focusing on the book first.
Got it.
Then I can do an
When
audio
you
book.
say spike the sales, you mean it would hurt the sales?
Yes.
Okay.
Some people would... Audiobooks are generally cheaper.
Right.
There's certain costs that I've spent a lot of money already on to create the book. So if I put out the audio book...
All right, so that's something you do later. Okay, I got it.
Maybe.
I understand.
Maybe.
I just think it's, oh my God, I couldn't believe what a nightmare that would be to read every word. Like articulate it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
It's just, that would be brutal.
I get it.
We all usually have botches on a 1-minute commercial read.
Oh, yeah.
Be in that booth forever.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think, you come to think of it, you'd probably be in there a week.
I had 5 spec spots recently sent to a client that started. 4 of the 5 I had needed edits on. 80%?
Yeah.
And you're a professional for
I'm a
30
pro.
years.
I've been doing this for 30 freaking years.
Right.
4 out of 5 miss rate.